but this plum is going to keep everything really moist and delicious, and I really hope that you like that combination. Also, you'll find in a lot of Kalbi recipes, there's Sprite or ginger ale or some kind of carbonated drink that really breaks down the meat. We're going to be using ginger beer, and it is going to impart the most delicious ginger flavor in your dish. You're not going to believe it. You can also add fresh ginger if you like, if you really want to kick it up a few notches. We're going to go with Siracha for a little bit of heat, soy sauce, rice vinegar, and of course our go-to sesame oil. So let's get started. I cannot wait to make this for you guys. So first things first, let's get going on this marinade. I want to let you know that I've got about 4.5 pounds of short ribs, cross-cut, bone in, of course, because that's where all your flavor is. That's 1 cup of soy sauce. Then we're going to add 3/4 of a cup of my mix of light and brown sugar. Give that a quick stir. 1/4 of a cup of regular white granulated sugar. Another quick stir. 1/3 of a cup of rice vinegar or mirin if you happen to have it. I prefer mirin, but I didn't have it today. But rice wine vinegar is perfectly fine. Now for a 12-ounce bottle of extra ginger brew Reed's ginger beer. Next we're going for 2 whole tablespoons of Siracha. We're going to light it up, but you've got to remember we've got so much sugar going on that we want to have a nice balance of flavors. For our 1 tablespoon of very finely grated ginger, then 1 tablespoon of finely grated garlic. So next, from our 2 black plums, we've chopped up 1.5 of them. The other half is going to go into our sauce that we're going to spread over top. I don't like to boil and reuse marinade, so I actually make a little bit more of this to go on the side and just simply serve that with the Kalbi ribs. Next, our 1 big bunch of cilantro that's just been roughly chopped. I put stems and all in. Remember, this is just a marinade. My 2 green onions. So my half of Vidalia onion goes in. I'm going to give that all a quick stir. Oh my gosh, that smells so incredibly good. Now for one of my favorite flavors. We're going to have 2 tablespoons of sesame oil. Really good dark sesame oil. That's my favorite. Okay, so we're going to set this aside. And then we're going to pop our meat into a rather shallow but wide container. We're going to do that so that every bit of meat gets a little bit of marinade. So now it's time for me to pour. Make sure it really gets all over. I'm going to refrigerate these for an hour at least, but the longer you marinate them, you understand this, the better your meat is going to take all of those delicious juices and flavors in. So you can go all the way up to overnight with this dish, and I think what I'm going to do is probably about 5 hours today, and I'll show you what that looks like in just a little bit. So I've got a nice hot griddle, and I'm going to actually do this inside just so that you can see it, but believe me, doing it outside on a charcoal grill is the way to go. I've got about a tablespoon of canola oil. I'm using canola because I don't really want the oil to impart any particular taste, but if you have vegetable oil, that's just fine. Don't go for olive oil because not only is it going to give your meat that sort of olivey taste, it has a really low smoking point, and we want this piping hot. So that's my tablespoon of oil. That's what you want to hear. And some of those plums will fall off and get grilled up too. That is even better. Next one. I'm going to give each one plenty of room to get its grill marks. You don't want to crowd your pan too much.